The review you're about to see is an account of the tragedy that befell the group of Cinephellas while reviewing Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com. And tonight we're talking about one of the greatest horror films ever made, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Directed by Tobe Hooper, and this film was put out in 1974, and it was one of the most controversial films back in the day. The movie was getting pulled out of theaters. I mean, it was a big deal back in 1974 for many reasons that I shall talk about. So I have two siblings and a group of friends that are traveling to Texas to see grandfather's grave, and along the way they pick up a hitchhiker. He's psychotic, he's dirty, he's not all there, and he pulls out a razor and cuts himself, and they kick his ass out. And so Sally and Jerry and the group of people end up at a farmhouse in the back roads of Texas, and they enter the domain of old Leatherface. Leatherface needs no introduction. The guy that wears human skin as a mask, runs around with the chainsaw. Yeah, you may have heard of him. The thing with Leatherface, he's one of the, icons, but he's not a slasher. He doesn't stalk you. These people came to his house and he was just trying to mind his own business, walk into his house, and of course, there's only one thing to do, and of course he's going to kill them. And that's always the ongoing debate, Leatherface is not one of the slasher icons because it's not really a slasher movie. And that really sets up the rest of the film. Once they end up at this house and coming across Leatherface and the crazy family, it's not going to end well. And this opens up, many great scenes in this film that are iconic, including the meat hook scene, and back then they were marketing this film as being super gory and one of the greatest horror films ever made. And honestly, it's not really that gory. There's a few scenes with blood, but overall it's not a gory film. When they're in the house, they discover who lives in this house. They're discovering bones and like flesh and smell and dirty house and a place they don't really want to be in, this time of the day. And as they go further into the house, it doesn't end well with each of these characters. I want to talk about the final girl, Sally, played by Marilyn. Met her a few times at horror conventions, and excellent performance. She is the final girl of this film, to the iconic ending with her at the dinner scene with the family, with Leatherface and Grandpa and the dad and the whole family, and then ending trying to get away from this house and get to safety and surviving, leading up to the final act of the film with the iconic scene of her taking off and just screaming with bloody murder because she has blood all over her, and that's her actual reaction. That was not acting. That was her just blood-curdling scream. And then ending with that beautiful shot of Leatherface with another iconic scene with the chainsaw, and he's all running around with it, and the way that they had the camera on him. They didn't get too close. They would have got their head chopped off, but just another iconic scene and excellent way to end a horror film. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is iconic on many levels for, putting out this type of film in 1974 with a lot of stuff going on in politics in the world, and just throwing out this straight grindhouse, horror film, and being really low budget and being raw, dirty, and in your face, and really messing with, the audience. With them pulling this movie from many theaters around the country, that's saying something. And, this is Tobe Hooper's masterpiece, and, for good reasons. The way he directed this film and the way he implemented his characters in this film, and the main one being Leatherface, and Gunnar Hansen just having a standout performance as Leatherface. I wish that actor would have reprised the role in other Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, but no big deal, because the best one is the first one, in my opinion, and just a great performance by him. Overall, I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's been on my watch list for the past 20 years, and, just meeting characters and actors from the film, including Gunnar Hansen, Marilyn. It was an honor, and this is just one of the, few cinematic masterpieces in the horror genre. I'm going to give the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, the OG, the original, a 4.5 out of 5. Hey, pieces. So where do you rate this film on your list? Is this one of your top favorite horror films of all time? Did you like the sequels or remakes or reboots or reimaginings? Do you like those more? Have you not seen them? Have you seen this one? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out from Texas. You out there, Leatherface? You hear me? Until next time, cheers!